Right now, at one of the biggest camera dealers in America, there is a professional Mamiya studio camera listed for about $107. This is a machine that shot magazine covers for a generation, portraits, fashion, album sleeves, the kind of camera that lived on a tripod in a working studio. And it did not get cheap because it stopped working. It got cheap because it weighs about as much as a bowling ball. And in this market, weight is a discount. So today, 15 medium format cameras nobody is searching for, all dirt cheap in 2026. The cameras with the enormous negatives, starting at about $15, counted down by how much camera you get per dollar rather than by price, which is why the monster from that opening sits at number 1. If big negatives for small money sounds like your kind of thing, hit subscribe, because that is exactly what this channel is for. Let's open the cabinet. One ground rule, because 3 separate crashes are stacked on top of each other here. Crash 1, the studios went digital, and professional bodies were dumped by the thousand and never recovered. Crash 2, the weight tax. In 2026, a medium format camera's price moves in the opposite direction to its weight, so the small pretty ones climbed and the heavy working machines fell off a cliff. And Crash 3, the fear of film costs, which scared casual buyers away from bodies entirely. Now, to be straight with you, the famous ones did go up. Hasselblad, Rolleiflex, the Plaubel, the Fuji rangefinders. We covered those in videos 1 and 2, and that is exactly why everything beside them is cheap. And here is the honest part nobody says out loud. The camera is now the cheapest part of medium format. The film and the developing are where your money goes. So buy the body cheaply and spend the money on rolls. Every price here is a rough range. Condition rules everything. Counting down. Number 15. The Lubitel 166. The cheapest genuine medium format camera on earth. A Soviet twin lens reflex in black Bakelite. And the vintage ones still go for roughly $15 to $60. And here is the warning that will save you real money. There is a modern reissue with a very similar name, selling for something like 10 times the price. Buy the old Soviet one. The honest flaw. Plastic body, dim viewfinder, and, in practice, you are estimating distance. The buy check. The shutter fires, the lens is clear, and the film advance actually turns. Number 14. The Reikaflex. A Japanese twin lens reflex whose 2 lenses are linked by visible external gears, made in enormous numbers for a country falling in love with photography. Roughly $40 to $90. The honest flaw, it focuses the front element rather than the whole lens, so it is softer wide open. The buy check. The gear rings turn together smoothly and no fungus between elements. Number 13. The Agfa Billy and its cousin, the Agfa Record. A folding camera that collapses flat enough to live in a coat pocket and still puts a great big negative through it. The whole folder class stayed cheap, roughly $40 to $100, because a camera that unfolds is not something anybody photographs for their feed. The honest flaw, the bellows can develop pinholes, and the old focus grease turns to varnish. The buy check. Take it into a dark room, put a small flashlight inside the bellows, and look for stars. Number 12. The Yashica A. In our cheap cameras video, we made the famous Yashica twin lens the number 1 pick, and its price has climbed ever since. This is the plain entry model from the same family, roughly $50 to $120. No crank, no meter, nothing to go wrong. The honest flaw is that you wind by knob and watch a little red window for the frame, and the lens is basic. The buy check. A bright focus screen and clear taking glass. Number 11. The Seagull 4A. China built twin lens reflexes on the Rollei pattern for decades. For a domestic market, the Western collector world was not watching. And that inattention is your discount. Roughly $60 to $130. The honest flaw. Quality varies example to example, and English service information is thin. The buy check. Shutter speeds clearly different. Screen bright. Number 10. The Moskva 5. A Soviet folder built on a pre-war Zeiss pattern with a proper rangefinder and a 6x9 negative. A piece of film so large that a contact print is already a photograph you can hang. Roughly $70 to $150. The honest flaw. Bellows again, plus rangefinder alignment. And it is heavy for something that folds. The buy check. Bellows light tight, and the struts should lock rigid with no wobble. Number 9. The Yashica D. While the market bid up the famous model in that family, this one sat beside it in plainer trim, and it still does. Roughly $80 to $170. Same handling, same square negative, same engineering. The honest flaw, knob wind again, and no meter, so you use your phone or the Sunny rule. The buy check, both lenses clear, focus smooth, from close range to infinity. Quick pause before the top 8, because they include a German folder that hides a big negative in a jacket pocket. The Rolleiflex you can actually afford, the camera from the thumbnail, and that professional monster. If honest buying advice is your kind of thing, subscribing costs nothing and keeps this bench busy. And tell me down below, have you ever shot a roll of 120 film? And what did you think when you saw that first big negative? Now back to the shelf. Number 8. The Voigtlander Perkeo 2. And let's say that name correctly. Fohkt Linder, because this channel gets letters. A tiny German folder that fits a 6x6 negative into something that disappears into a jacket pocket. Beautifully made. Roughly $100 to $220. The honest flaw. Most versions have no rangefinder, so you estimate distance, and the bellows are the age you would expect. The buy check, bellows first, then every shutter speed, then clear glass. Number 7. The Pentacon 6TL. East German, 6x6, with a proper eye-level prism. So it handles like a big single-lens reflex, and it opens the door to an ecosystem of Zeiss-designed lenses. The price spread is enormous, roughly $100 to $300 for a good one, with junk and treasure side by side on the same page. And that spread is your warning. The honest flaw is famous. These are known for uneven film spacing across the roll. The buy check, wind it through, and watch. And if the seller has a test roll, look at the gaps between frames. Number 6. The Kiev 60. The Soviet relative of the camera I just described, sharing much of the same lens family, listed at around $125. More camera per dollar than almost anything here, and more risk per dollar. And I would rather tell you both. The honest flaw, the quality lottery is real, and it shares that film spacing reputation. The buy check, the same wind and watch test, and buy one, already serviced if you can. Number 5. The Rollei cord. 5. The pick. I would hand a friend. In our first trust list, we praised the Rollei Flex and told you it runs from $800 to well past $2,000. This is from the same German factory, with the same body language in your hands. A simpler shutter and a slower lens for roughly $150 to $320. The honest flaw, that slower lens, and no crank on most versions. The buy check, a bright focus screen, clear taking glass, and shutter speeds that sound properly different. Number 4. The Mamiya 6 45 1000S. The camera that made medium format feel almost like a normal 35mm reflex, an eye-level prism, a grip, and 15 frames a roll instead of 12, roughly $250 to $450. The honest flaw: the metering prism is from the electronic era, so it can fail, and the foam seals are the age of the camera. The ByCheck, mirror and film back both cycle cleanly, and the seals are springy, not sticky. Number 3. The Mamiya C220, and this pick comes straight out of our own comment section. One of you told us you found one for about 120 euros, which is the deal of the decade, and it does happen. Realistically, good examples with a lens and a waist-level finder run roughly $250 to $540. What makes it special is rare: a twin-lens reflex with interchangeable lenses and a bellows that focuses properly close. The honest flaw: it is heavy, and the bellows and interlocks need checking. The ByCheck, bellows light tight, the lens pair matched as a set, and the focus rack smooth. Number 2. The Kiev Salyut, later the Kiev 88, and this is the camera on the thumbnail. That boxy waist-level cube is the most recognizable silhouette in photography. You look down into the top, and the world appears on a big, bright square of glass. The Swedish original from our first trust list runs into the thousands. This one was derived from the early focal plane Hasselblads. It looks like that famous shape from a few feet away, and I found one listed at $57. $57. The honest flaw, stated plainly: the quality lottery is real, and the film backs are the known weak point, so buy one serviced or set money aside. The ByCheck, take the back off, fire it at every speed, and watch the curtains travel. Then check that back for light leaks. And number 1, the Mamiya RB67 Pro S, the camera from the opening. About $107 for a body at a major dealer, sometimes up to $300 with extras. A professional studio workhorse, a 6x7 negative, very nearly the ideal shape for printing, and a rotating back so you turn the film instead of the camera, which is a luxury even now. It shot magazine covers, catalogs, and portraits for a generation, and it collapsed in price for one reason: it is enormous, and nobody wants to carry it. The honest flaw: it is a tripod camera, full stop, and the bellows and seals want inspecting. The ByCheck, the rotating back locks in both orientations. The bellows are light tight, the mirror and shutter cycle, and the film insert is actually in the box. Best camera per dollar here, and it is not close. So here is the payoff: the medium format reality check. 5 things nobody tells you before your first roll. 1. You get 8 to 12 shots on a roll, not 36. And that single fact will change how you photograph more than any camera on this list. 2. The running cost is per frame, not per camera. So be honest with yourself. The body is cheap, and the film and developing are where the money goes. 3. Bellows and light seals. The flashlight inside test in a dark room, every time. 4. The ground glass and the mirror. A bright screen and a mirror that returns without hesitation. And 5. The one that saves the most money. Buy a working body with one good lens, never a system. The spare backs, finders, and third lens are what turn a bargain into a project you never finish. So the bottom line is this: these cameras were built for people who were paid to make photographs, which means they were built properly and built heavy. Fashion spent a decade rewarding cameras that look good on a shelf and punishing the ones that look like work. Good news for you, because the film does not care what a camera weighs. Look down into that big, bright square once, and you will understand why the people who own these will not sell them. So now I want to hear from you. Have you shot medium format? And which camera did it? The make, the model, what you paid, and do you still have it? Drop it in the comments and I read every single one. And if this pointed you at your first big negative, hit like and subscribe, because the workbench is always open.